So I just moved this fall to a property, my wife and I, that is a lot bigger than the previous one. And it has a 36 by 50 pole barn, which is at least a good start for my ultimate goal of a shop that'll hold a semi and many other things. But I decided I wanted to heat this uninsulated shop, which is going to be very inefficient to heat. And so what I decided to do is get a big behemoth Modine heater. All right, that's a 300,000 BTU heater, about 83% efficient, so something like 240, 250,000 BTUs. Now, for most people, by most people's estimation, this is way overkill, way overkill. But I like overkill. But it's not just that I like overkill. I have a couple reasons for thinking this might be appropriate. And one is this little guy here, where we came from, we had a 2-car garage. And you'll notice 30,000 to 60,000 BTU. Now, most people with a shop this size, which is in terrible shape right now, I'm going to organize it and all. Again, uninsulated. The ceiling has a little bit of insulation, not complete. It's certainly going to help. It's not insulated at the tip, but there is some insulation in the ceiling. The walls are completely uninsulated. And most people would probably think that a 60, 80, maybe even 100,000 BTU heater would be appropriate. But this 60,000, 30 to 60,000 BTU heater did not even begin to heat my 2-car garage. That was way, 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 way smaller than this. And no matter how long I had it on. So working on vehicles, I'd blast it directly on me while I'm underneath, but the garage wouldn't even heat. So I'm thinking, because this place is a lot bigger, that this unit will do the job, and I'm hoping that it does it quickly, because part of my thinking is the fact that the heat is going to transfer out of this place really quick, very rapidly. So if I had a much smaller heater that may eventually heat the place, there's so much heat loss in the period of time it takes to heat it that I don't want to waste all that energy. So I'm going to turn this thing on and just blast this place warm very quickly, so that interval of time does not result in a lot of loss of heat. And then when I'm done, I'll shut it off. So that's my thinking. And I also wanted to have a fan that blew hard enough. It's going to be up in the corner there. I wanted to blast clear into that other associated room over here. Once it's organized, it'll look a lot nicer, but it's got this big door that's about 8 feet, and I want the air to blow right in there and heat that up as well. And the specs on this unit say it'll blow about 74 feet, so that I'm assuming it's going to be adequate to do the job for this whole place. We'll see. Here are the rails that I'm going to use to mount the thing way up on the rafters. Pretty big, thick, and heavy duty. Well, it's only 400 pounds. I should be able to just grab it and pack it up there, but a little jury rigging is in order. Yeah, little hand crank unit I happen to have that got it up this far. Just about another foot to go, under control, and we'll attach it. Well, there she is, hanging by a single pivot point right there with a grade 8 bolt, so I can swivel this thing around a little bit, because I want to be able to have some flexibility as far as what direction it's blowing. Eventually I'll probably lock it in place. But that was kind of fun. That was kind of fun. So have I talked about the overkill of this heater? Well, it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do, which is heating this place in a few minutes to where I just Well, I got a sweatshirt on. Took my jacket off because it's, when you stand in the heat of the blast here, it's significant. And it's heating it functionally in this place. 300,000 BTU, about 250,000. Actually, I don't have it vented right now. I got this thing, I don't have the exhaust vented, so it's piping in here too. But this place is so porous. It is so porous that I don't even care. I mean, I used to heat with a space heater that wasn't vented, so we'll see. And I was thinking of rotating this around so I could heat that room and maybe point it at that room. But I've had this thing going for about 20 minutes. And even though the thermostat doesn't say much, it says, what does it say? Oh, it says right there, 36 degrees. It started at 29 degrees. It says 36, but it is way lagging. I mean, way lagging. It feels warm in here to me. I took my jacket off. It's not well insulated, and the heat escapes very rapidly. So I don't want an 80,000 BTU heater slowly heating the place, trying to fight the heat that's escaping through the walls. I don't want to fight that. I just want to start it and heat it in a few minutes, and that's exactly what it did. So far I'm really happy. I think this is going to do exactly what I want it to do. Remember, it's all about overkill. Okay, I got my truck in here through the 8-foot door. Here, to tell you what, man, even with the door open and it's in the 20s outside, it's keeping this place warm even with this 8-foot door open. All right, so all the things you could say against having an overkill heater, I don't know. You know, I got a semi I got to work on too. I could fit the nose in here, or the tail, without bringing it all in. And that heater is going to keep me warm while I work on it. So that's what I want. I'm happy with how this is going. It's not showing a very high temperature in here. 41 degrees. And I set it for 45. But I'm about ready to take my sweatshirt off because it is very warm in here already. The thermostat just can't keep up with what's actually happening in real time here. All right, so I don't know why I got this truck running. Let's shut it off. Yeah, baby, let's shut this baby off. There we go. Yeah, and the lights. Shut the lights off, okay. Including the LED light bar. All right, so there it is. We'll let it air out in here a little bit while this heater, blasting wind across the entrance here, is doing its job better than I expected. So whatever you want to say about overkill, I don't really care. This is the kind of overkill I wanted to do, the job that I wanted it to do. I like overkill. I like overkill.